Hey, this is Coach Jesse Cole. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Listen, I am so excited about this message today for our Christian authors, speakers, and coaches who want to maximize their message and show up with boldness and authenticity in the marketplace. This is for you. These are 3 guiding principles that have guided me, that have led me over the last 15 years in doing this work. Number 1, seek the approval of God. Number 2, seek to be effective. And number 3, be authentic. Like, these are 3 things that have helped me to remain diligent in my work. Of course, there are some areas where we can always get better, but I've always known my purpose and my assignment. And so even in those down times, figuring out ways to get the work done, right? And so seeking the approval of God, like, it's so easy to try to seek the approval of man, especially when we see others being rewarded for doing that. And it's not really the approval that you want. You want the reward. And so understand that we can get more done under God's approval than we can just seeking the approval of men. God, again, Jeremiah 29:11, he knows the plans to prosper us, to not to harm us, but to give us hope in the future. He knows things that we cannot see. That's beyond the bag. That's beyond the plaques. That's beyond the trophies. That's beyond the money. Like, there's a bigger plan. There's a bigger purpose, a bigger reason behind why we're doing what we're doing, right? And so seeking the approval of God, when we have God's heart, when we know God's heart, then the benefits are endless. But we have to make sure that we are seeking his heart and not the hand of man, all right? And then the second guiding principle was just seeking to be effective. Seeking to be effective. Oftentimes, we can get caught up in trying to flow with the trends, right? Ride these trend waves, right? And just because, as my guy Big Faith says, just because you're doing it, that don't mean you're doing it right? So seek to be effective. And what does effectiveness look like? Well, you got to ask God about that. Like, what does it look like for me to be effective? Because what it looks like for me to be effective might not be the same as you. So what does effectiveness look like for you? I do know this, though. It's impacting people in an authentic way. I do know that across the board, like impacting people in an authentic way, because we serve an authentic God, right? He exudes authenticity. So that's where we get that from, right? So seek to please God, right? Seek the heart of God. Seek to be effective and be authentic. Be yourself. Like, be who God has called you to be. If you're quirky, then don't be afraid to be quirky sometimes, right? Like, be who God has called you to be. There's something on the inside of you that somebody needs. And if we are trying to chase down crowds and chase down tribes that don't belong to us, then we're going to attract people that we're not called to serve. And it's always going to be a battle. But when you show up with authenticity and boldness and authority, how God needs you to show up, you're going to attract the people who need what you have, the people that you are assigned to, the people that only you can help, because God is working through you to help those people, right? So if you try to show up in somebody else's role, that ain't going to happen, right? So seek God's heart, not man's hand. Seek to be effective and show up with authenticity. These are 3 things that have guided me along my journey, and I will never let them go because these are principles that will never get old. And I've seen how they have helped me do this work that God has called me to do. And I believe that once you subscribe to that in your own context, in your own way, you're going to begin to see the results that you've been desiring. Listen, I hope you got something from that. I really appreciate you guys supporting the message. If you are an author or a speaker or a coach, and you want to continue to learn how to show up with authenticity and boldness in the marketplace, I invite you to subscribe to our YouTube page. If you are an aspiring author, speaker, coach, and you want to learn how to get it done, how to write your book and publish your book in 6 months, reach out to us at kingdomplatforms.com. We have a program for you to get you from here to here in 6 months, all right? Remember that what you want to become depends on your willingness to become it. Have a great day.